Welcome back to Twyford Avenue. Not quite a rain-soaked, but certainly a wind-drenched Belief Sports Elite National Touch Series. It's the final match. It's Scorpions versus Bareback Riders. Joining me for this one is ETF President Ben Powell. ETF? EFT? I always get it wrong. ETF?
EFT.
EFT! Oh, I won't get it wrong again. But very warm welcome, Ben. And we're underway in a very exciting final. We've got BBR. They won in Nottingham. And their nemesis again are Scorpions. This is a repeat of the Nottingham final, and hopefully we'll have a final that'll match up against the Championship and Plate finals that we've had so far. Both been separated by just a score, but two excellent sides here ready to put on a great display. And straight away, young Louis gone for the line. The score's been awarded, and a dream start for BBR.
Yeah, really nice heads-up play from Louis. Looked to step inside, seeing Justin flat on his feet there. And a nice and easy touchdown to start, so BBR will be happy with that.
Well, Scorpions, the first time they get their hands on the ball, they find themselves a score down. Bareback Riders 1, Scorpions 0. We've already lost a hat as well. A dummy there and straight through, touchdown. And all square. I tell you what, a minute in and two scores. They're not really hanging about here. Both want to get their hands on this Elite Cup trophy.
No, I think BBR have lost Dom Tripp there as he's gone through. I think they thought he was half, and a nice and easy one to start the touchdown count for Scorpions.
Well, how do BBR respond to that? Conditions really closing in here. It's been very, very cold today, but now it looks like the rain has come to play as well. Spots on the camera lens as Louis looks to put that shimmy on again. Exciting young player.
Very exciting. So what Louis is running there is a counties, so he's moving out to dump with the link, getting the ball fed back into him as middle, and looking to see how the defence react. Here he goes again.
Well, Kruger awaits on the outside. Louis eventually does get scragged by Scorpions.
A nice scramble defence there by Guffey.
Two minutes in, Scorpions having to work hard to get out of their own half here. Eventually they do so and create a little bit of space, as that's the first mistake, and in a match like this you can't really afford to be making mistakes like that on halfway and inviting the pressure.
Absolutely not, especially not with a team like BBR. They're likely to run their tap-off sequence here with the turnover on halfway and easy yards from Louis to begin with, and they'll get some fresh legs on.
That's the second touch of this phase. But Ali Hogg, such a busy part of this BBR team. That's the third touch.
Good touch there from Ben Meakin in the link channel, cutting down Ryan's space there.
Well, Mimsek thought he'd got a little bit of a gap there, almost tempted to go. We've got two 13s on the field of play, but don't worry. Dan Roberts is the man to the left, who's in a slightly different jersey, getting a touch on the ball, finds Mimsek, and that's 2-1.
Really nice ball movement there by BBR. So watch the scoop, and we'll have a nice late cut here by Dan, and Ryan hits his hole perfectly.
Scorpions perhaps a little bit guilty of rushing out of the line there, or was that the right play?
Very guilty of rushing out of the line. I think a staple of the Scorpions' defence this weekend has actually been the way they've tread space really, really well, and I think Dom just got a little caught out, felt he needed to put that pressure on, hopefully to put them under pressure with that final pass, but BBR have been clinical all weekend, as they were in Nottingham as well.
Well, they started with a fantastic victory yesterday over Hot Custard, as Scorpions, a little bit of frustration boiling over as they try and spread it wide and use quick hands. But yes, started with an incredibly impressive victory against Hot Custard and did the same in a great semi-final as well. They just seem to find a little bit of magic when they need to, and we've had two good scores already, but Scorpions are a very dangerous side in their own right, but they're going to have to be on top of their game today. I've not really mentioned the impact of the wind. There's some good yards made there by Hogg. BBR playing with the wind in this first period. Louis with that lovely one-handed pickup, and the delayed pass just goes to ground. But they've got the penalty and the repeat set.
Yeah, so we've got a penalty here for deviation, it looks like, from the referee. So once you make that touch, you need to return in a single line. So you're not allowed to zigzag across to deviate back to an onside position.
Hogg to Trees. Drifts over to the right-hand side. He's got Mimsik waiting. And there's a 2-on-1 on the outside, but good defence from Scorpions. Hogg puts the brakes on to keep the ball alive, but Scorpions doing well there just to recover when it looked like it could be on.
Yeah, Scorpions are reading the counties now from Louis, so they're holding that space nicely, allowing him to make a decision and being there for the reaction. So much more settled.
Louis in at half once again, just springs off that left foot. He's got Mimsik inside, but the pass unsuccessful on this occasion, and Scorpions can come away with it. That's the first touch. That's two. They'll want to get over halfway with this third phase, and that's a good drive right up to halfway.
So here goes Ben Meakin. He'll look to set this for himself. Oh, nice. Good six again.
Well, it's knocked down, it stifles the attack. However, it does give Scorpions another set of 6. A fresh go at it with 6 minutes gone. They're 2-1 behind in this Elite Cup final, the last match of the weekend. It's the 18th we've brought you live. And that's a dive for the line. Is that the equalising score? Yes, it is. Referee in a great position, and we're all square.
Yeah, it's been a staple all weekend here for Scorpions. Ben Meakin here, he'll quickly outside of the middle, and what we want here is that female link to come out and hold that space for the returning middle, and Ben's taken advantage of that with a really nice dive to get underneath.
Well, an excellent finish. And this one setting up to be just as entertaining as the other finals we've had so far today. Team saving the best till last entertainment-wise. After a really long weekend of touch as well. The fact that they've still got the energy to put on these performances. Huge credit as Louis dives for the line. He is unstoppable at his very best. Breathtaking stuff from the youngster, and BBR back into the lead.
This is what's going to change the game for BBR. Playing what's in front of him, and it's so effective. Scorpions have really got to find an answer for this, otherwise it's going to take the wind out of what they're doing.
Well, the length of the reach, stretching absolutely everything to get over the line. The Scorpions, having battled hard to get themselves all square, find themselves 3-2 behind, 7.5 minutes. Oh, there's the big pass. Oh, the winger can't quite get on the end of it.
Yeah, so self up there. What they'll be calling as a hammer, so it's mid dumping for mid, and Dom hitting short from that link channel. And normally we'd see Dom trips long ball.
There's Clark Hobson taking it on there. Mimsik with the inside pass to Kruger. Has the chance to stretch his legs. The touch on the 10 metre. Here's Roberts. Mimsik in at half. Hogg to his left, dummies to her, and that's an unorthodox one from Mimsik.
Yeah, not very often you see Ryan there with such a simple mistake. Usually very clinical in line attack.
One touch on this phase for Scorpions. Eventually the second comes in just shy of halfway. And now on the third touch, inside the BBR half, we expect Scorpions to really start to sprinkle some magic on this, looking to square themselves back into this final. They've never led. The ball goes quickly, a little bit too quickly.
Dumping too close to the line there, unable to really set themselves for a strike at the line.
A good defensive set, but Can't go amiss here for Scorpions though. Trying to get some good field position. That's, oh, lovely footwork from Kruger to get them up towards halfway. And that can be the difference between a good and a bad set of 6, because he made 10 metres that he had no right to there.
BBR are fantastic at that, just pinching those extra yards when the shooter comes out too quickly.
Louis in at half again. It's got Clark to his right. There's the pass, but there's the touch as well. Well, no, they've given the score. Goodness me. What fantastic footwork there from Clark Hobson. Thought for all the world the touch had been made, but it's BBR 4, Scorpions 2.
Yeah, interesting there. The female link there thought she called that touch. She's appealed for it, but the refs have obviously said actually balls down before the touch has been effected.
Well, huge credit there to Clark Hobson. Oh, and here's an attack round the outside for Scorpions. They can't quite stay in bounds. A boot against the blue wash, but had a real turn of pace and a show of the danger that they do have here in this final.
Yeah, Dom just taking advantage of the wing not quite getting up there for that first touch in defence. Would have been nice if he could pinch it.
The only problem with going that early is you do cough up possession.
I don't think Scorpions will be too concerned with that. They're in the right end of the field. A big defensive set now, and hopefully they can turn it around to put another one on the board.
Oh, there's some lovely footwork by Revel, and the 2 4s combined. Oh, getting her hands on the ball, stepping inside, looking for the options. And 11 minutes in, I think BBR will be... Well, they seem to have settled into this final a little bit quicker than Scorpions.
Yeah, definitely. They're completing their sets, which is most important at this stage. And here we go again.
Oh, wonderful stuff. Great composure by Dan Roberts. Looked like he had all the time in the world there from half. Watch this.
Yeah, really lovely step back there. Ben's committed to one direction, so he needs to go. Louis breaks from that mirroring and gets around the back for a bit of a shake and bake and ball down.
BBR 5, London Scorpions 2.
Scorpions really have to respond here, so a nice completed set, hopefully with a touchdown, will get them back in touch with BBR. Justin Conway here, number 10, pulling the strings. Dom again with the long ball, but too long.
Is he expecting the winger to be a little bit closer to the touchline there? Do they need to maintain their width to make the best of those long passes?
Yeah, so what they're not doing to BBR is actually compressing them first. So they haven't conditioned, in my view, well enough to get BBR tighter, and therefore that long ball becomes more effective. Again, any other day, that long ball is probably flatter from Dom and more effective, and I think we've seen that in Nottingham. It's just not been the same here in London this weekend.
It's hard work trying to put that kind of width on the ball when the wind is out there like that, and when you know it's in your armoury, when you know it's in your skill set, you still want to throw it, but sometimes it's just not on.
Absolutely. Dom will know that. He'll be scanning, looking at what else they can do to give themselves an option B. Perhaps they're not going to try and give too much away this half. We'll probably see a bit of a change from them in the second half.
7 minutes of this half remaining. Remember, BBR might be 3 scores to the good, but they're also playing with quite a generous wind in this final. It's a little bit better from Scorpions.
Scorpions will shift the ball out here.
Oh, what a lovely one-handed pickup. Lost another hat of the Scorpions. It's not the ideal conditions. Oh, they've won the penalty there. Referee just not happy for them to go quickly.
And Ben thought he had the mark, but not quite. That's fine. So I'll have another set of 6. Let's see how Scorpions manage themselves.
Louis makes the touch. Scorpions needing to try and close this 3-score gap. It's 5-2. There's the dive for the line.
So again, this time Scorpions getting the penalty for deviation. You've seen the referee's movement there.
feel as though if you get a repeat set of 6 5 metres out, Scorpions have to take advantage of this.
Definitely. They've certainly got the players to do so. It's just about a game of patience here to actually pull BBR apart, work out how they're going to defend.
Well, that's one way of going about it. But again, the referee not happy that the touchdown should stand. We approach the final 5 minutes of the first half. Good field position for Scorpions. There goes the long pass again. This time it does reach the hands of the winger, but good defence from BBR. The pass over the top. Great vision and a lovely score.
Meakin's long ball doesn't really go to plan, but Jay Grantham, really good stuff to take advantage here on second phase. Gareth picks up and a nice little ball over the top for Jay to finish.
Inside the final 5 minutes, that is what Scorpions needed. It's still a 2-point deficit though. BBR 5, Scorpions 3. BBR back on the ball. The first time really they've been under sustained pressure inside their own half, and Scorpions doing what they had to do in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I think BBR will respond here nice and calmly. They're still on top on the scoreboard, and I feel like the momentum's still with them as well, so they won't be feeling the pressure too much. Lots of experienced heads out there.
He takes the touch and gets the ball back from Roberts. And he somehow wriggled his way through again. What an absolute dynamo that boy is. 6'3".
So you watch here how Louis presents the ball and shows the ball, and that's what's creating indecision in the defence. So Louis gets it back here, he shows, he steps, and shows again, and a nice score there. Really positive, forward-thinking play from Louis.
Do you think with regards to his footwork though, from a defensive perspective, you just need to get the touch on him? He's not going to pass it there.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you watch the Scorpions' defence, and they're almost trying to move with him. What they should be looking at is defending their channel. I mean, it's much easier for me to say that sitting here, but certainly with my coach's hat on, you're defending your space. That should be enough against a player like that.
Yeah, we get a great view of it in the warm, don't we? Scorpions back on the attack. There's that big ball off the right hand again. Once again, it goes to ground. They're certainly trying it, and if they do stick, then BBR could be in a bit of trouble. As it stands, 3 minutes to go, and 3 points is the difference. BBR 6, Scorpions 3.
Yeah, so Scorpions getting lucky there with that penalty. Perhaps you could have thought the advantage was taken with the long ball, but the referee's gone back for the penalty for offside. So Scorpions will get a set of 6 here at the BBR line with just 2.5 minutes to go.
Meakin and Tripp, the ones looking to cause the damage. That's been knocked down by BBR. No real need to do that, but it's just that reaction, isn't it? You stick your hand out to try and stifle the danger.
Yeah, Clarkie's up there in that passing channel. He'll know that's fine. It was first touch. 6 again is no problem there. They now know they're there. Gareth there sniping from Link. So you can watch the line speed of BBR here, which is crucial. It's putting Scorpions under a lot of pressure because they're bouncing off that line really quickly.
Going to the right hand side this time. Referee straight away puts that right paw in the air to say 5th touch. No touchdown on this occasion. Trying to loop things on. Good hands, but not quite good enough for Scorpions.
Yeah, lovely composure there from BBR as well on that 5th touch. Not chasing too hard, just holding their channel, making sure the touches are effective.
Well, another opportunity here for BBR to go forward through Kruger, just trying to put the afterburners on, but good defence from Scorpions, slows it down. Mimsik back to Kruger into the final 90 seconds of this first half. Kruger does have a real turn of pace, doesn't he? And he's able to get 3 or 4 more metres every time.
Yeah, he's very deceptive player. It's crucial here Scorpions hold BBR out.
Mimsik. Oh, that's a lovely pass and a great line.
Yeah, Scorpions will be disappointed with that. I mean, yes, the Lynx chopped a hole really, really well, but that hole really shouldn't be there. So we've got the link there needing to pull his space a little bit more, and he's got no chance there with a lovely hole hit there by the BBR link.
BBR 7, Scorpions 3. Time running out in this first half. And Scorpions giving themselves a real mountain to climb. This should be the final attack of the half. Scorpions would love to get a score to close that gap back down to 3. Thought we were going to go American football style over the top then, but no, they're going to set it up. There goes that pass off the right hand again, asking so much of the winger.
Yeah, again, long ball going astray. It is windy out there. Not as low risk as it usually is from a Dom trip long ball.
Jade Grantham needs to get her catching mitts on for the second period. Our clock's gone red, so we'll be a long way away from the hooter. And in fact, there it goes. BBR 7, Scorpions 3 at half-time in this Elite Cup final.
Tournaments like this are really important because it gives us many more players to develop, and for them to see what the game looks like at the elite levels and something for them to aspire to. It also encourages lots more girls to play in teams together rather than in the mixed version of the game, because in that format you won't get as much time on the ball as you will do in a women's game, so it enables women to make more decisions, practice their skills and get that really full skill set that they may not acquire in a mixed game.
No, it's a really good community, like lots of familiar faces, a really good way to kind of get, you know, involved in touch. Got like beginners here, national players.
Our women's team has really taken off over the last few years. We've had a lot of passion from incoming players, and it's really exciting to see some single-sex touch, because it's really been able to bring out those skills and giving us an opportunity to shine.
It's really good fun. It's really nice to have a ladies team to play with, even though we didn't know each other until about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how many different faces you see and recognise through the different tournaments as well that are cropping up here. So it's nice to have some familiar faces.
The quality is really good as well, so it's good to have some teams from around the country that are really good quality to play against.
Really fabulous. Yes.
Just nice to just get to know people as well. The same faces you see around all tournaments, and meeting new people as well. I met Beck first time today. It's all good.
It's nice to have a go in mids and leagues and have a go at making plays ourselves rather than kind of following what some of the more experienced guys do. Because often we get to be links and wings, which is great still. But yeah, it's nice to really be in there for all the plays.
As a result of this type of tournament, we'll hopefully feed into the new Women's Touch Cup format, where we will have more development teams on the Saturday, and then the more elite teams will play both Saturday and Sunday. So it's a really good competition to get people into the game and get them involved, and then we can show them the pathways into the National League as well as the regional teams that they can play for, and just help to grow the game by getting them into making this first step into a tournament like this. Let's go!
second half. Scorpions with a lot of work to do, but they'll be playing with the wind for the final 20 minutes. BBR, well, it's all gone according to plan for them. They're looking to go this entire weekend undefeated and lift their second trophy of the mixed season. Ben Powell joining me for this second half. Scorpions, well, it's imperative they get a good start to this second period.
Yeah, really important, and you can see they've got Dom Tripp there, Ben Meakin in at left link to try and capitalise on this tap-off. They've done this a lot today, they've been very effective, so hopefully they can get themselves straight back in this game, put a bit of pressure on BBR.
There's a little bit of dancing shoes going on out there at the moment. Bronte Sykes just trying to stay warm, but there's no reason you can't look cool while you're doing it. We are underway, the final 20 minutes of a brilliant weekend here at Twyford Avenue, and Scorpions straight on the front foot.
So we've got a sweeper here from Ben.
That's the start they wanted. Oh, but they go back for the touch. Thought for a second that it was the dream start for Scorps, but they're going to have to go at least one more phase.
Yeah, very close. Good touch there from Mark Knight on Ben, running that back door.
Oh, what a fantastic pass. The referee.
Yeah, touch is called there.
Calling the
really
touch.
good touch.
Very, very good touch. Well, 3 times they crossed the blue watch, but neither were they able to dot the ball down. And BBR back in possession. The score still 7-3. The Scorpions knocking on the door there.
Yeah, that'll give them some confidence for the next 19 minutes. Crossing the scoreline 3 times, a really good start to the game, albeit no touchdown to add to score there.
Roberts on the ball, a little bit quieter in this match than he was in that semi-final where he really dominated proceedings. Kruger in at half. This time that one-handed scoop doesn't quite come off. It really can put a team at an advantage when it does, but then when the wheels fall off. But they've got lucky, they've got the penalty, and they've got a set of 6 in a very good position.
Yeah, Scorpions there, heavy touch called by the referee.
Touch on Kruger as he dives for the line.
Yeah, nice defence there by Scorpions, so nice and tight, not panicking. And they're going to move forward now as BBR look to set something.
Roberts gets the ball from Lynch. Hogs in there at half, straight back to Roberts, who shimmies one way, then the next. Lynch goes for the line. Touch is made before he dropped the ball, so it'll go back BBR's favour.
Let's see what BBR's got in their locker here.
Oh, the reverse pass and the full-length dive at the ball would have been spectacular, but Scorpions survive.
Yeah, calm there by Scorpions. Ben and Dom, experienced heads, and a good set in defence, and they've started this driving pattern off nicely, already up to the 10 on the second.
Well, that's halfway on the third. Very often we see that as the target. Give themselves a little bit of space and a few phases to create some magic. They didn't make a lot there on the 4th, so they've left themselves some work to do. This the last touch, driving for the line. The inside pass, a lovely pickup, but the touch made by BBR.
Yeah, you can see a bit of an appeal there from Justin for offside. Thought he was hard done by with that scoop through, but they'll need to set themselves for a big defensive set here and keep BBR down their end. 3
minutes of the second period gone. No score between either side. It was 7-3 at half-time. It remains 7-3 now. Scorpions with a couple of opportunities to get themselves on the scoreboard with their first set of 6, but unable to do so. BBR bringing the changes, bringing on more strong players. Clark going over the line, needs to find a pass. It gets knocked down by Scorpions. So it'll be another set of 6, but the good news for Scorpions is the scoreboard's not bothered.
Yeah, BBR will be pleased with that. I mean, the repeat set's one thing, but they've already got Scorpions turning their back in defence, scrambling for their line. Scorpions did all they could there to make sure the touchdown wasn't conceded.
Change of direction from Louis. He's got another score. Just drifts through, dances through. at times he looks like he's playing another sport.
Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. You can also see the space that Ali's held for him there. She's come in, she's looked like she's going to get to half if Louis goes down, and that dummy has just shimmied him through. Lovely.
8-3, 5 minutes of the second period gone. And the TV studio in a little bit of a state of disbelief over that footwork from Louis. Oh, but look at that from Scorpions, coming straight back into it. And the hands can be just as effective as the feet.
Yeah, really nice move here. So again, we've got Dom here at left middle, dropping the ball to Justin. It looks like they're setting for a sweeper here, and they bring it back, and Dom a nice inside ball. You can see a bit of a post-mortem there by Gareth and Clark just to work out exactly what's going on there, but a lovely heads-up touch from Scorpions.
8-4, back to a 4-point deficit. Louis back on the ball, Kruger waits at half. Mimsik to the right. Anastasiou is on the left wing.
Again, we're going outside here from Louis.
Well, they make it look easy.
Yeah, it's that link channel again. A lovely hold here from the female link. Watch her hold her width here, and the Scorpions male link again sucked in, and he's not getting out quick enough.
And again, the post-mortem between the link and the winger.
Yeah, it's crucial there. That middle releases that link in defence a little bit earlier, so he's able to double up on his player. Otherwise, as you can see, results in an easy touchdown.
6 minutes of the second half gone. 3 scores in the second period. 2 of them have gone to BBR. Oh, look at this. We're going score for score here. Scorpions certainly not giving up. This time the loop pass over to the left-hand side does come off. Winger holds the line.
Yeah, lovely by Dom here. Picks up, fakes to the sweeper, waits for that shutdown crucially, and as he passes, they're going to have the overlap out there. All that's needed is the long ball to land, and it does successfully. 2
very different styles of touch rugby being played by these 2 outfits.
Yeah, definitely. I think both are looking at what strengths they've got now. Dom's certainly the key player for Scorpions, and he's trying to drag them back into this game.
Well, they haven't laid a hand on Louis there. Kruger gets through in reverse. The change of direction from the number 15, and that is a fantastic piece of individual skill.
Yeah, again, look, you can see them stacking, looking to protect themselves from Louis. Louis evades that touch, and a defensive lapse here from Gareth means that Kruger gets through, puts his hand up there to apologise.
Well, there are some tired legs out there on both sides, but when you're tired in defence, the last thing you need is the footwork of the likes of Louis or Joe. Just take full advantage. They can make those feet feel like they've got cinder blocks on the edge of them, but the long passing from Scorpion so nearly coming off. Ben Meakin, he went down pretty heavy there.
Yeah, Ben trying to stretch the defence before going long, and looks like he just caught on the heels of the referee as he followed through off that pass. And it'll be a turnover here. Ben looks like it's his wrist actually as he comes off, and the ref just speaking to him.
Some considerable discomfort there. Oh, now BBR running from deep. Good defence from Scorpions. Now they have to work hard to realign. Second consecutive carry. Eventually the ball shoveled on to Ali Hogg.
Yeah, Ali just nice and calm, gets that drive going forward which BBR needed, and gets in the field position as Ryan sweeps on.
Joe Kruger gets the ball away. Dan Roberts. Oh, they found some pace to inject, and eventually the touch is made by Scorpions.
Yeah, really impressively there. Scorpions turned that momentum on its head, otherwise BBR may have been crossing for an 11.
Well, following this match, we're bringing you the trophy presentation, so do stick with us for that. Hot Custard Sloppy Seconds, winners of the championship, Cambridge Hornets, taking the Elite Plate, and BBR looking like they're getting a second Elite Cup trophy for the cabinet of the season, to add to the ones that they won in 2017. Scorpions managing to get a fresh set of 6 though as we approach the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, Ryan just getting up in the passing channel, blocking that space crucially, otherwise Scorpions may have been in there for their 6th touchdown.
It's over the top as Kruger eventually makes the touch. As Dominic Brook surveys his options and gets the quickie as they try and find some space at the left-hand side, but BBR defending well, good composure from what must be a tired team, even though you wouldn't believe it with the way that they're attacking.
Yeah, Ali Hogg, lovely, composed. She knows what she's doing. She's been in this position many times before, and you'll have a tough job getting around her.
Kruger with the touch gets back into position, and there is the knockdown from Ryan for another set of 6, but all the while the clock's ticking.
Yeah, again, Ryan up in that passing channel. Crucially again, he's shooting in and trying to snipe a little bit earlier there to put Scorpions under a bit more pressure.
Scorpions ringing the changes, trying to reinvigorate their shot at this Elite Cup final.
Dom just seeing how the defence is reacting there, so it'll be interesting to see what they run with now. Get Sweeper coming round and dish it back in.
Again, the idea's there and there's space, but it's so difficult to get that pass away, particularly when the wing is as flat as they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also Scorpions just need to manage themselves. That was 3rd touch of the 3rd repeat set, so managing that set a little bit more effectively and striking on 4 or 5 rather than wasting it on 3 to get themselves back into this game. I mean, 9 minutes is a long time in any game, but they're making things difficult for themselves.
BBR back up to halfway through Kruger. Eventually the touch is made. Won themselves a penalty too.
Let's get Louis on with the ball again. And this
finds Louis. Options left and right, but just strolls to 10 metres out. Good field position and plenty of time here for BBR. We're in absolutely no hurry whatsoever because they're 5 scores to the good. That could become 6. It's like he's in the Matrix. Gets the pass away, 2-on-1, but Ali Hogg eventually swallowed up by some good Scorpions defence.
Yeah, good recovery there by Scorps. Louis had the middles both on their heels, but a good recovery in that link channel. And a nice touch there by Ben Meakin to get the turnover.
He's lost that one in possession as well. 7.5 minutes for Scorpions. Well, to quite simply pull off one of the comebacks possibly in the club's history, but BBR certainly good for their lead. They've been the strongest team of the weekend, and they're going to take some stopping in this mixed format.
Yeah, a bit of a lack of comms there in terms of which way to split. Scorpions will reset themselves. You've got Ben approaching here at half.
We just think both teams perhaps accepting the result, and we just hit a little bit of a lull in this Elite Cup final.
Yeah, Scorpions running out of options there in midfield. BBR are very good at soaking up the pressure and just allowing teams to come onto them. It's very effective.
Clark Hobson takes the touch on the 10. Robinson finds Kruger. Very busy when he's on the field of play. Loves getting his hands on the ball. In there at half, Mimsik to his right hand side. Knocked down, so that'll be another 6.
So let's watch BBR manage to set. They'll know the clock's on their side. Quite slow in their approach here. Ryan getting the ball back. Not the dancing shoes that Louis is obviously wearing.
Well, if it was down to the shoes, then he could make an absolute fortune.
I think you'd have everyone lining up for a pair of those this weekend.
There's Kruger looking for the pass. He's over the line, needs someone to give him an option, and that option comes. The ball grounded, the 11th score for BBR, and they are walking away with another Belief Sports National Touch Elite Series Championship.
Yeah, that all started from some really good work off the ball from Ryan as he took that step and moved that middle away from the ruck, and a really good shake and bake out there in the wing for the winger to lose her mirror. Lovely touchdown by BBR.
Approaching the final 5 minutes then, Scorpions playing for pride. 11-5 has been comprehensive from BBR.
Yeah, no option there for Scorpions really. BBR's defence holding nice and strong even at this late stage. They really have been dominant this game.
Well, they've managed to get the score there. An excellent finish too, finally managing to stretch that BBR defence.
Yeah, Dom just attacking what's in front of him here. Just going to get that ball back on the outside of the middle, and lovely score. So I think they're the touching middles offside, so the referee's allowed that to play on, and Dom pulls one back to take it to 11-6.
4.5 minutes. The gap was 4 points at the break, 7-3 BBR led. They've increased that gap to 5. Provided us with some real champagne moments as well, many of them coming through that man. So go through, just ground the ball, no.
Again, BBR looking at that link channel. This Scorpions have corrected it and got the touch, but they're not going to be happy to see Louis again with the ball.
He's taken a lot of responsibility for it from half. And there's a dive, surely the touch has come in, yes, says the ref.
Much better composure there from Scorps as they hit that line and come off.
So he changes direction, dragging the defenders with him, selling the dummy. It's like he's got it on a piece of string, but runs out of space that time. 3.5 minutes to go, Scorpions having to drive from inside their own half.
Yeah, they look to get some momentum. Again, it's about finishing with pride now. Working BBR right to the end. See if they can get another touchdown.
It's better from Scorpions. Oh, look for a second.
Yeah, they had that pocket biting, so you've seen the player rush up to affect that touch, and an earlier ball there by Scorpions may have seen them go over.
Clark Hobson to Ali Hogg, trying to drive out of the half. This one's already won, but again, it's not the kind of game where you can really take the brakes off, or put the brakes on, should I say.
No, absolutely. So BBR getting the relief of the penalty. The player, I thought, beat the BBR player to the bend there, but BBR getting the benefit of the hard touch, and Scorpions more work to do with Rebel bringing it forward.
He's another one who just tends to get 3 or 4 meters that you wouldn't expect him to get. It's like he stops, then starts again.
Yeah, I think we say deceivingly these days, but we all know how Rebel plays, so it should be no surprise that he has that gas. But you know, it's not just his movement with the ball in his hand, but it's the coordination he brings to a team as well. He's so pivotal in any team he plays in, and again, he's going to look to set something up here.
Final 2 minutes of this one then. Revel on the ball, throws the dummy, tries to go himself for that moment of glory. He had Hogg waiting for the pass outside him. Memsick back to Revel. He's got Kruger to his left.
So again, they're going to look for that step back inside.
Just eating up the clock here. This one won. Final 90 seconds. This time Mimsic goes, and that's been hammered down. It'll be another set of 6. Scorps defending for their lives, but what a great deal they can do when they come up against a side like this today.
Yeah, nice little follow there from BBR, but they're just eating up the clock. Really good game management at the moment, not putting themselves under any pressure.
Mimsic around the outside, places the ball down, but the touch is called. player, just walking gingerly on that right angle, fingers crossed. That's one she can run off, because it would be a terrible shame, terrible shame to get injured at any time. But with 1 minute of the weekend remaining, there's Kruger. To Louis, Hogg can't quite keep hold of it.
Good defensive shape there by Scorpions to cover that one.
Final 20 seconds then. Have Scorps got a consolation score in them. Putting the ball through the hands, getting up towards the halfway line.
And they're still moving forward really positively. There's Dom down. Dom trying to set himself for the scoop here, and he takes off.
And right on the hooter, the final word will go to the Scorpions. However, Bareback Riders, with a score of 11-7, win yet another trophy. They're a great advert for the game. And Ben Powell, deserved winners.
Yeah, very deserved. I mean, we put the whole weekend together, and it's a nice way to finish off for BBR this weekend. Scorps will be pleased with certain aspects of that game, and they'll have a bit to work on going into the finals, but BBR really showing their class.
Well, we're taking a look at some of the try-lights here. I mean, BBR have scored some wonderful points throughout this competition, as have Scorpions, and in these conditions 18 scores is a real testament to the quality in both outfits.
Yeah, and I think that just shows the class of both teams. I mean, they're both stacked with international players, and they're willing to go out and play a really positive game even with the conditions. But I do think that's been a trademark of all the finals today. No teams really let back and let the weather get in the way. They've played some really positive, forward-thinking and proactive touch.
But from your perspective, as somebody involved in the upper echelons of the game, weekends like this ending with quality like this, you must leave Twyford Avenue this weekend with a smile on your face, knowing that the game's in pretty safe hands and it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're going to see all of these players representing their respective countries in just over a couple of months' time at the Euros, and what preparation going into Europe's trademark event in Nottingham in July.
And of course, we're talking about the elite spectrum, the highest level of the game, but people who are watching this at home, seeing touch rugby at this level, in terms of a grassroots movement, this is going to get people wanting to be involved, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, a lot of people still view touch as a bit of a warm-up game to rugby, but coming out and watching this, it's its own sport, it's got its own identity. And watching athletes, which these guys are, playing the game at this pace with this precision, it's amazing to watch, and hopefully it's going to inspire quite a few people.
I know some guys who've been playing senior rugby for 10 years and they can play 80 minutes, but if you put them on in this environment here, I don't think they'd last 3 or 4. The engines on some of these players, absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's more and more onus on players to make sure that their bodies are in as absolute tip-top condition going into games like this. I mean, you're not going to get through a weekend of touch without being the athletes that they are. Yeah.
We did the maths. 6 matches a lot of these players will have played. That is 4 hours of touch rugby. That is huge credit to them as athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a good shift by England Touch this year to move the NTS competitions to 40-minute games in a mixed setting. In terms of preparation for elite level touch, this is exactly where the game needs to go. So they're conditioning them very well.
Well, after this, we'll be bringing you the presentation, so do stick with us if you're watching at home. 12th of May, they move to Birmingham Moseley. What are teams going to have to do to get on the coattails of Bareback Riders?
To be honest, at this stage, I'm not sure there is too much they can do. I mean, BBR are playing a really effective game. They're judging what's in front of them really, really well. So, yeah, they'll be watching this footage and looking to come back at them nice and strong in Birmingham.
Thank you very much, Ben Powell. It's now time to go pitchside. Chris is with Clark Hobson.
Understandably so. First off, just got to talk about the beard, which got shaved off between Nottingham and here, but no Samson effect. You kept the strength up.
Yeah, I think, like I say, the beard's the easiest way to lose weight. So I just thought, you know what, I'll chop it off, less wind resistance. But a really pleasing win today. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so another, it's pretty comfortable on the scoreboard, but those are tough games against Scorpions, aren't they?
I don't think the scoreboard reflects the intensity of the game and the quality of opposition, the quality of the touch that's being played. It's a really hard slog, and especially because it's gone to 40-minute games as well. We definitely have to grind it out, grind the win.
Yeah, you talk about it being a hard slog, and it's the same for all of the teams over the course of the weekend. It was one of the things that I was talking to the guys from Cambridge about earlier on in terms of anything that they've developed over the past couple of weeks. What would you say to that as well?
In terms of what we've developed over the past couple of weeks, I think it's perhaps a little bit more intangible in the sense it's a game management sort of a thing. It's knowing that even if the opposition goes a couple of scores up, we've now got that time to come back into the game. And I think that if we can make sure that we stay in the game, with about 20 minutes to go, we talk about being a second half side. I think my teammates are rightly celebrating there. We're a second half side, and I think that we come back into it then, even if we're a couple of scores down.
Clark, congratulations. Thanks very much for your time. Go and stick on a jumper because it's freezing.
Thanks, cheers. And thanks to all the BBRs as well. And thanks to Scorps for a great final. It was a really good game. Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers, Clark.
Thanks. Cheers.